Good morning, Market Monday, and I'm bringing you some statistics and data that I've had to talk about with a lot of people in the last few days. Figured it'd be good for everyone to know. So what I'm showing to you are market statistics that are put out by one of our MLS systems called First MLS, and it sorts it by zip code specific to Jackson County and tells us all about what the market did, unfortunately in March, because April hasn't finished yet, so they don't have our April stats out until about mid-May. So we do look at the month previous, but it still kind of tells you what's happening. So want to point out a few things. This is for Jefferson, 30549. The biggest pieces here and the things I've had to talk with people about are your days on market until sale. We're up to 79 days on market until sale. So we are long gone from the days of being on the market for a weekend, multiple offers. That is up 51% from this time last year. So that's a big jump. The other key thing here, inventory of homes for sale, 183 homes for sale. That's up 74% over this time last year. And then our month supply of inventory is at 5.5 months, which is up 96% over this time last year, meaning we are truly in a buyer's market. So that's for Jefferson. If we switch over here to Houston, 30548, you're going to see a similar story, slightly different numbers, but similar. Days on market, we're at 60, so a little bit less, but it's still up 13% over this time last year. Inventory of homes for sale is 240. That's up 69% over this time last year. And their month supply of inventory is at 4.3, which is up 59% over last year. So all of those stats are like, whew, all right, yep, we are definitely in a buyer's market. Last, I also pulled Braselton. Again, similar numbers and definitely similar amount of growth, but still just to see those numbers. Days on market, there's a 66, 57.1% above last year. We've got 130 homes for sale. That's 62.5% more than last year. And your month supply of inventory is also at 81%. And that month supply, by the way, is if no other homes hit the market and all the buyers out shopping continued to shop until they found their home, it would take us 3.8 months to get through all of the active inventory that's sitting. So that's our compass on if we're in a buyer's market or if we're in a seller's market. So what does that tell me? As a real estate professional, we are in a buyer's market. Buyers are driving the show right now. We got a bunch of homes sitting on the market. You've got to be prepared to sit. You've got to price well. Gone are the days of reaching for the stars. You've really got to be realistic in that pricing. And you will still have to come to terms with the fact you may have to reduce before you actually sell. So be prepared. 3 months, 2 to 3 months is not going to be unrealistic in this market, especially Jefferson sitting at 79 days on market. So you've got to be prepared to sit. It's not your agent's fault, more than likely. Sometimes it could be, but it's not your agent's fault. It's truly the market. There just aren't enough buyers out there for the amount of inventory we have. And then the other thing that I will share just from my experience right now in the market, I expect when we get these April statistics for that days on market to be even higher and that amount of inventory to be even higher. I'm noticing more and more homes hit the market, and yet our showings are declining. So we'll see what April brings. I won't have those stats until mid-May, but here's where we sat in March. So it kind of gives you a key look on where our spring market has started. People are still buying, people are still selling. It's just taking a little bit more time, and it's really key to manage your expectations of what the home selling process could be like for you. If you have any questions, as always, I'd love to help.